live? Going live? You're live according to this thing here. Oh, I forgot to pop out my chat.
Uh-oh.
Pop out. I'll go around here. There we go. Make it bigger. All right. We're talking about the chat here.
Oh, okay.
Stacy's the first chatter. Hello. So anyway, yeah, they added 2 new cars to the Crew 2 again.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, I was thinking about this a little earlier today because I was thinking, obviously this is their strategy. They want people to play the Crew 2 for this year, and then probably after this year the Crew 2 is going to go away. So they're just, everything is like play that first and then play Motorfest, and Motorfest is getting all the hand-me-down rewards, which is fine for Motorfest only players, right? But the Crew 2 doesn't need new cars. It doesn't.
Nope.
Motorfest could definitely use new cars. I would love to have new cars in Motorfest, and I guess these eventually will be there, right? But they're not coming right away. They're being introduced in the old game.
Yeah. Motorfest did get the Ferrari. Get the Ferrari F8. Which is actually pretty nice.
Yeah. I think they introduced the F8 sort of randomly because they were putting 2 new cars in the Crew 2 and they wanted to give Motorfest players something. There was maybe a little bit of backlash last time they did this with the Gordon... I want to say Gordon Ramsay.
The Gordon Ramsays.
The Gordon Ramsays. The Gordon Murrays, dude. Yeah, Void says they're doing all the cars you can't obtain in Motorfest first before adding new exclusive ones. Yeah, but then they add, you know, the F8, which is new.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's very weird. Trevin, what's going on? Mr. Jackson Moss, what is up today? And Mr. Donzilla, how are you? Donzilla with the straight up today question mark. I don't know what that means, Don, but
I think he joined in right when you mentioned the Crew 2 cars getting added.
I see. I'm bad at chat. I'm just gonna be honest.
John Blanchard's here. What's up, John? Letitia got the W Riz.
Nice.
Yo, is you a vape because I will never smoke you.
Yeah, so anyway, I don't know, man. I get a little frustrated with that type of stuff because I don't know. I'm like, I want to move forward. I just want to move forward on everything. I don't want to look back. And you know, Need for Speed, the rumor is that they're doing similar going backward things, like, you know, making a what do you call it? A remake of Most Wanted. I'm like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Let's keep going forward, dude. Anyway, who knows what's going on with that, though. The last thing we heard from Need for Speed was that the creative director was like, hey, we're not done updating Unbound. And I'm like, that's honestly cool, because they should support the game for longer, but I don't know, like, there can't be a large player base that's playing a game, you know? Like, I would venture to say that there's probably a larger player base playing the Crew 2 than there is playing Unbound right now. What do you think? I mean, I feel like it is.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I haven't looked at all. I haven't even updated to the newest version of Unbound. I'm like a couple volumes behind, I think.
Yeah. Random dude says, wait, the Audi TT convertible was only added to the Crew 2 question mark? I don't know, to be honest with you. I know the cars that they did add are the Audi RS Q8 in Street Race and the 2022 Land Rover Defender in Street Race. Those are the new cars that they added in the Crew 2. And in Motorfest, we got the F8. I don't think we got anything else. I could be wrong, though. There could be some other car, but I'm pretty sure they just dropped the F8 like a bomb and left. Pretty sure. SRT Motive, what's going on, man? How are you? Hope you like the Hoonigan Underglow Buster. I do like the Hoonigan Underglow. The one that says kill all tires. It's really cool. Felix Rodriguez says, why are they updating Crew 2 still? Dude, honestly, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is that the Crew 2 actually makes money. I think I've said that before.
Yeah.
Like it's currently making money for them, and so they just keep going back to it. That's my guess. Anyways, the summit this week was interesting to say the least, dude. I found the tracks and the cars to not match at all. I mean, most of them didn't match. It felt like we were driving like hypercars on tiny little tracks the entire time, which is just like, I don't know, like not fun exactly.
Yeah, the hypercars on the really short tracks are, it's tough. Made it tough for sure.
It just seemed.
But I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, it was whatever. It was fine. But yeah, it's a little hectic going, super fast into a super slow corner.
Yep.
Like for instance, the race that we had to do in the NSX this week was the race that we had to do in the P1 a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And it was insanely easy to do in the slower NSX, and it was in the P1.
Way easier.
It felt like a completely different track.
It felt, yes, it was a different experience. I just don't think they matched them very good. That one was fine. I thought that was fine. But the one where we used the Cento Dieci on that tiny little track where we have to jump over that hill, it just, I don't know, man, that combination sucked. It was just terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, that's what made me think about that NSX race, because I mean, once you put in a car that's meant to take that track, it feels a lot nicer.
Yeah. Noah says, love they balanced out the RSR finally. Go Trigger. What do you mean by balance out the RSR? Also, Noah, which game are we talking about?
Also, I was just looking through the this week in the crew.
Yeah.
And there's no mention at all of the convertible TT.
Yeah, I didn't see it in there either. Abdullah, what's going on, man? Good morning from Iraq. How you doing? Also, Gavin is here as well. Gavin, how you doing? Who else did I miss? Someone says, I'm curious, do you play any other games besides racing games? Absolutely. Not lately, but definitely. I'm a pretty big first person shooter fan. I've played a lot of Destiny before. Haven't played it in a long time, but Destiny's a big game for me. Played a decade of Call of Duty, playing the most recent Call of Duty every once in a while. I love Valorant. Valorant's a great game. Although recently you said you were actually kind of bored with Valorant. How long did you play?
Not very long. Just kind of like games in general, just been kind of stale for me. Just get on, I can play for a little bit, and I'm just like, this is boring.
Yeah, you need a new Elden Ring, dude. You need something to come out and just hit the scene, dude.
Need something new that I can just get into. I'm weird like that though. I'm with everything, games, TV shows, anything. I get into it, I'll grind it out for a while, and then I'm just like, all right, I'm done with this.
Do you think
I've started so many like TV series that I just never finish? I get super into it, dude. Be like binge watching them and then just drop it. Like,
you are you still watching God, what is it called? You put me onto this show. I think it's called Sandman. Something like that.
Oh yeah.
Are you still watching that, or like I haven't seen a new season or anything?
Yeah, I think they actually dropped that one. They did it for me. I watched everything that came out on it, and then I don't think they're making any more episodes for it.
I'll be honest, dude. When you put me onto that show, I don't know if anyone in chat watches Sandman. I think it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, when you first put me onto this, I saw the dude, like the main guy, and I was just like, what in the werewolf Buffy the Vampire Slayer thing is this, dude? I was just like, this reminds me of like what's that? What was that? That teenage thing, that teenage drama. Oh, it was about vampires and werewolves or something.
Twilight.
Twilight, dude. And that's exactly what I was like. What in the Twilight is this, dude? And I watched the first episode, and it took me a minute, and then I was like, oh, okay, this is actually pretty entertaining to watch. I got into it.
Yeah, it's a weird show. Like, it's not great, but
No.
it's entertaining enough to keep you watching.
It is entertaining enough to watch for sure. Definitely. Rudolph says play the finals if you're bored. Check that out.
Play the final. I've watched a bunch of gameplay of the finals, and I don't know. I mean, I'll have to try it, I guess.
It's worth it. I'd like to try it.
Yeah.
I just don't have the time, to be honest with you. When I sit down in this chair, I'm either doing this, we're live streaming, or I'm making another daily build, or attacking a summit, or you know, you name it. But it's mostly for content. I sit down here and it's content.
Oh, Simji raided, bro.
Simji with the raid, baby. Let's go, dude. Hello to everybody that was watching Simji. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
Appreciate it.
Also, happy birthday to Simji. Today was his birthday.
Dude. Happy birthday. Big happy birthday to Simji. The clown emoji, dude, comes in. I'll be the clown for your birthday, dude. Anyway.
You're welcome, man.
Noah says he's talking about Unbound. He saw the Koenigsegg video and was happy to hear about the changes. Oh, okay. So you saw, I think I made a video a while back when Unbound was real fresh, that RSR is no longer the king and the Koenigsegg Regera is the best. And yeah, but you know what's funny about that? The RSR is still very dominant in like 3 out of the 5 classes in Unbound. It's still really good.
It's still really good.
It's hilarious. Single player games are actually great lately if there's a there's a lot. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at reading comments. There's a lot of great games like Alan Wake, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 2.
I don't have a PlayStation. Aren't those PlayStation games?
Yes, those are PlayStation exclusives, I believe.
Frick. I'm down with single player games. I enjoy single player games.
Yeah. What's the last single player game you played besides Elden Ring's multiplayer or no?
It's both. It's like single player, but there's like PvP.
Oh, okay.
But it's also like a weird, like open, like you can see ghosts of people that are there, like in the same area. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you're not playing with people. Oh, actually, I think
you fight.
I think you can play with people.
Okay.
I don't know. I played solo, but oh no, I did. I fought a few bosses with my brother-in-law a couple times. So yes, there is some multiplayer aspects.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. The last like actual full single player game that I played, I think, was Hogwarts.
Oh, okay. Oh man, that was like, that hit the scene hard, dude. Like people, it was like anything anyone was playing for a while was just that for a little while. It seemed like anyone that we talked to too, like the you know, the Jaeger Hunter boys, like everybody was playing it.
Yeah, it was actually really fun.
Was it?
A good game. Yeah, wasn't bad.
Oh, even Simji been playing it. Look at this.
Yeah, I didn't finish it either. I was just talking about this Simji where like games and TV shows and everything, like I get really into them and grind them out and then I just drop it. That was another game there.
Yeah. Nope. Noah says I play Heat and use the 48 piece. You guys are really cool, dude. Thanks for all you do. Shout out from Arizona. All right, man. Thanks for the love. Appreciate it. And I'm glad that the content helped out for sure. Richard Price says, hi, Trigger and Steven. This is my first time catching the live stream. I'm usually asleep by this time, 3:08 a.m. here in the UK. Just wanted to let you know, love the streams. They always have me laughing. Nice. Awesome, dude.
You.
So he's catching. Yeah, dude. Richard's one of the guys, obviously, that's watching it after the fact, which is cool. I really appreciate that. 100%, dude. Anyone else feel like they should have ranked and unranked mode for the grand races? I would love that. Ledger, I would love that. 100%. That'd be cool. In fact, I think they should have a ranked and unranked for basically any PvP modes they have. Maybe not the summits, because that's kind of its own ranking, but like if they add in some sort of like, you know, maybe 8-player class-based PvP racing, if they were to add that in, which I think is inevitable because the community keeps talking about it, I think that should be ranked too, or have a ranked mode as well. I'm down for ranked, dude. And the crew is a competitive game. They should have ranked modes, 100%. Saggy Will, what's up, man? I said Saggy Will, dude. Swaggy Will. What's up, dude? Sorry about that. Oh my god.
I don't know. I think ranked is just kind of a hard thing to implement.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much on like the back end of how it works.
Yes. And then, you know, keeping the cheaters from cheating is like a whole nother thing, because ranked, obviously with the word ranked, it just means more, and people are willing to go farther and farther to cheat. Like, speaking of cheaters, this last summit was full of them. Holy hell. I mean, the number of people who used the Hurricane in the race with the AMG, the Mercedes AMG, was crazy.
Yeah, I went back yesterday and I looked at Leon made a video on how people were doing that.
Yes.
And I looked at his comments, and there were a few comments that said that they patched it. They said on the 8th they patched that, and everybody that had used a different car, they wiped all their summit scores. They had to rerun the full summit.
They wiped all of the scores? There
was like I don't know, there was like 2 or 3 people that SMG said they reset everyone who did the summit like that.
Oh, on the 8th. So that would have been Sunday?
I guess. Yeah.
What's today? The 10th was Wednesday.
Yeah, everybody that did Monday. They had to redo the whole summit.
That is wild, dude. I wasn't even paying attention to that.
Yeah. And they got it patched, which is huge.
You know what? Shout out to them for acting quickly. They got it patched within the summit. They patched it.
They patched it and wiped everybody.
Damn, that's awesome. If you did do that and you weren't paying attention, you missed out on whatever the rewards were this week. I wasn't even paying attention to them. I think it was a nitrous or something like that.
I couldn't tell you, dude. I literally play on Tuesday night and then I don't touch the summer the rest of the week.
I know, me too, dude. I'm so just like moved on to something else.
I don't even look at it, dude. I just like literally I don't even grind them out. Like I'll do it like 1 or 2 runs just to get it a clean run. And that's it. I'm like, yeah, that's probably platinum.
Yeah.
And every week I'm like top 300.
Yep. That I recorded my score from this week's summit. If you guys didn't catch yesterday's live stream, it's kind of interesting. I played the entire summit without doing any shortcuts or resets, and the point of that was to show that, you know, it's not impossible to do it without having to do the shortcuts and resets, because a lot of people complained about my video talking about resets and shortcuts and things like that, and I think generally the complaint was the general sentiment or the feeling around it is that they shouldn't have to do those things. Like they want to just race and play the game like a racing game. They don't want to have to do resets because it's just unnatural, and that's totally like a fair feeling. Like it's totally fair. And so I just wanted to prove to people that felt like they had to do it that you don't really have to do it. And so my summit score, I've got it written down here. We're going to check it at the end of the week, but my summit score ended up being 1.2 million points, which at the time was number 2. There was 2,600 players ranked at the time, and I was number 2 overall. And that's not to be like a brag or anything like that, because obviously that score is going to go way down over the course of the week. You know, however many people that were there, basically, you know, they just hadn't finished their events yet, or, you know, whatever the case was. But when I finished, it was 1.2 at number 2 overall. So I think that's going to be safe this week. I think 1.2 is usually safe, but I think that'll be a platinum score. So yeah, I think, Simji 1.2 without cuts and resets. I didn't do any cuts or resets. I was just on the road the whole time. And this week was one of those fair PvP type of weeks. Every event was fair PvP. So even the part sets really didn't matter until you got to the feats. So anyway, I thought it was interesting. It was an interesting experiment on my part. I think platinum is 100% achievable, and I think you guys can play the way that you want to play. You don't have to do resets and shortcuts. If you're one of the players that's like right on the bubble every week, you're like struggling to try to get platinum every week, then obviously the cuts and the resets are gonna make a difference for you. But it's not 100% necessary.
Right. But I was just gonna mention that's like the point of your summit guides.
100%.
It's to help the people who are struggling to get into platinum or like are teetering the edge of platinum. You watch the guide, you might say, "Oh, okay, I can get a higher score if I just cut this corner here or there." You know what I mean? It was for just trying to help more people get into the platinum.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the whole goal of the guide. Eddie says, why didn't they just make the P1 a drift car? Laugh out loud. Hey, shut up, dude. It's a handful, and I'm glad that you like the tune. I want to talk about that for just a second, is the tuning for just a couple minutes here. I put out tunes on my cars. I tune them to my liking. It's how I like to drive the car. It's how I want it to feel. It understeers or oversteers to my liking, and I put it out as sort of a hey, if you like this, then give it a shot and keep driving it. But if you don't, my suggestion is always to find a tune in the community, because I feel like there's lots of people putting out tunes for cars. There's lots of spreadsheets around the internet that you can find, and they're all different, dude. Like literally everyone is different. And what that should say to you guys is that the tune itself is not the thing that is responsible for the car's performance. The tune is supposed to be tailored towards your driving style and what you like the car to feel like. Because if the car feels like what you want it to feel like, then you're going to drive it better. That's how that works. That's why all these tunes are different, because all of us different drivers like the tune to feel different. So there's really not any bad tune necessarily. It's a tune that's bad for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah, I just felt like I had to go out on that for just a minute, because I've seen a few comments that are just like, oh, this tune is trash, or whatever, this person has the best tunes, and it's like, well, that person has the best tunes that maybe fit your driving style. That's a more accurate statement.
And it's also like there's so many elements that go into it also. Like one is just controller settings in the game. If like you run default controller settings because it's the most common, I think, out of like the casual players and everything. So you run your default controller settings, whereas some of the sweatier players or just anybody trying to get an advantage out, they tweak them to give them less dead zone. It's more responsive steering. And that also affects how the cars feel with tunes on them.
100%.
So, like, yeah, it's weird.
Well,
there's so many different variables that go into it.
Yeah, but you're a great example of that too. Like, you've messed with your controller settings a little bit, right? You're not playing on default. You have a couple of things changed, and you don't really like my tunes out of the box. Generally, you'll try a tune and then you'll make a couple of tweaks to make it fit your driving style.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what everyone should be doing. Everyone should be taking my tune and then making changes to fit your driving style. Now, that brings up another problem, which I'm going to be working on this next week, and that is a tuning guide. There's not a lot of information that's out there right now that is really super helpful and accurate and short, that shows you all of the settings and what they do. I think that is a video that will be coming. It's just right now I'm pretty busy with this week will be a couple of builds, including the F8 and a couple other cars. I need to grind the crew 2 to get those 2 new cars, and then I think early next week or mid next week I'm going to try to put out a guide for the pro settings. Anyway, Cloudboy says, what are the 2 new cars? There's 2 new cars that have been added to the crew 2 again. It's the Audi, hold on, I have it right here. The Audi RS Q8 and the Land Rover Defender, the 2022 Land Rover Defender, both in the street race category, both added to the Crew 2 and not Motorfest. So anyway. What did I miss here? I'm gonna scroll back up a little bit. Rudolph says, I miss Unbound type of multiplayer in Motorfest. Also, even though there should be a lot of people playing, I rarely meet someone in Freeride. The festive atmosphere kind of feels like smokes and mirrors. Yeah. Yeah, Freeride, I'll be honest, man. Freeride has never really been a thing for the Crew. Like, if you go back to the Crew 2, I cannot tell you the last time I drove somewhere in the Crew 2. Like, you load in, you go straight to the activity menu, and you just fast travel to the thing you're trying to do. You know, unless your goal is to specifically just free roam around with your friends, that's different, obviously. But I don't know. I don't think I've ever just free roamed in the Crew 2, let alone Motorfest either. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Matt said, how about you tell everyone how you got no traffic on the escape slalom bullseye?
That is something that I want.
Cheater.
Yeah. So I didn't cheat. What happened is I ran the event so many times and got fed up with it and left and came back. Just like I had advised you guys in the summit guide. And when I came back, I spawned in. There were no other players in that area. Like, nobody else was doing it. And I think it was just like a random time, because when I did that, it was like super late in the night. It was like maybe, I don't know, 2:30 a.m. or something like that. I don't know. It was late. Anyway, there were no players there. And then I went through it, and dude, I swear to God, pure luck, not a single traffic car on basically the entire run. It was pretty wild, actually. And it's really funny because I did mention how bad traffic was, and then I proceeded to have a run that was like no traffic at all.
Traffic. That's what I was saying too, dude. I freaking gave up on that escape. I couldn't even get out of the tunnel. It was just double wide traffic every
in the
run.
Tunnel, yes.
And then in the tunnel at the very beginning, and then I'm editing the summit guide, and I'm looking at your run like, dude, you have no cars.
Right.
How did that even happen?
There's
I'm never that lucky.
It literally no cars through the tunnel, down the hill, across the city, into the beach. Like, there's literally no cars. I didn't see one car, I don't think. Maybe some cross traffic, but nothing going my direction.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I've
wild.
seen other runs of people to have the
where
same
that's happened.
thing.
Yeah,
there's like zero cars. So.
I'll be honest though, the reason you catch those runs, what feels like everybody, like the streamers or the the YouTube channels, that the reason you see that run is because that's the run that they did the best on. There's no traffic. Like, if you just get lucky enough to where there's no traffic, then that's the run you're obviously going to do the best on, because you don't have to avoid anything. You can literally just drive the route that you want to drive. But to be honest with you, I mean, I wasn't driving like there was no traffic. I was prepared to hit somebody in that tunnel, and just happened to be nobody there.
Yep.
As wild though. I like that though. Good question. Genji says, I'm a bit late. What happened? What emergency patch score wipes? So Genji, last summit there was people using the wrong car for the event, and they were doing it on purpose. They were glitching the game in order to do it, and IVT went in and wiped everyone who had that car on the leaderboard, wiped all their scores, and they had to do the entire summit over again. Yeah. Also, Simji commented on it, says it's luck with no real method as far as the traffic goes. I want to break it. I want to try to figure out how to make no traffic happen, and I don't know that we're going to be able to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know if there is like a real way. I've seen comments on like the summit guide where people are saying it's a sync. It's a bug with like syncing players.
Yes, I believe that.
That's what a couple of the comments in the summit guide were saying. So, I mean, I don't know.
And Rudolph says, every time I'm doing an escape, I'm like, why the fuck are there 20 plus ice cream trucks in the middle of the night on the highway?
Exactly.
So funny. The best is The best is when you don't see the traffic at all and you're coming up on like a blind intersection and a big ass bus just like rolls through and you
Yeah.
just T-bone it. There's literally nowhere to go.
No. It's like, all right, perfect. This is fun.
Kilogod says no cars for solid minute. Then out of the blue, I get a nice double wide surprise, both lanes in a turn with a truck and a bus. Dude. Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying. Matt says he spent an entire hour trying to make it through the tunnel, bro.
Same.
Oh my god.
And then I said, you know what? I think my scores are good enough in the other events. I'm just gonna leave this here.
Yeah, that's rough, Matt. That's super rough. I do recommend trying it at a weird time. Try it early in the morning or late at night, something like that. See if there's less players, because I think that was my experience. There was like no players there, and then it was fine. There was no traffic. It was weird. The other thing that I've noticed with traffic on escapes, and this only happens on certain ones, is when you are going so fast. Like let's say you're in the Agera and you're doing 290 plus on the highways, right? You're going so fast that the game can't render in the traffic. This is what I was going to talk about. This is my attempted strategy of breaking the traffic. I was going to turn my graphic settings all the way up to make it like super difficult to render in things, make everything on ultra, and then run it as fast as I possibly could in the Agera and see if like the game had problems loading everything in, because then that would equal no traffic as well. I don't know if that's cheating. I guess it maybe is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Genji says traffic cars despawn in front of him as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I get that happening every once in a while. Dylan said, what does wheel mode mean for... Is that supposed to be resets? Or I don't know.
Yeah.
What wheel mode is a... it just gives you wheel steering on your controller. So that's pretty much what it does.
That's a good one.
that's the short answer there.
The reason
Wheel
that's
mode,
important is because wheel steering is 1-to-1, meaning it's very sensitive. So you can full lock left or right your steering wheels or your steering with almost no effort, whereas there's a delay on the controller. So you're tricking the game into thinking you're steering with a wheel even though you have a controller. And you're able to basically full lock your wheels one way or the other.
Yeah. It's because, people started doing that because the wheel players have such a big advantage over a controller player.
That's right.
So they found a way to get the same advantage on a controller.
Yes. And we have to be honest here. The wheel mode itself is not the problem at all.
No, it's not the problem.
Wheel mode is being demonized in the community, and it's not the issue.
Well, black and white though, if you're gonna just straight up look at it, black and white, I think that the wheel mode is cheating
for sure. Just
because it's a third-party software that you're using to get this advantage that's not supposed to be there.
I agree with that.
But it's not. All it's doing is giving you the advantage of a wheel
without having to buy it.
Right. Yeah. So the real problem is that the wheel has such a big advantage over controller.
Yes. That is the big problem. If
that wasn't the case, there would be no need for wheel mode.
Exactly.
All wheel mode does is,
it's a band-aid.
Yeah, it's a band-aid. It makes the top skilled players that are using it be able to compete with the top skilled players on wheel.
On wheel. Yep. 100%. Also, wheel mode is not something... I was going to say, it's not something that the average player will find easy. So I don't think this is a huge problem for the majority of the player base. I think it really only affects the highest skill level players. Yeah. But it's a big issue in the community. Everybody's talking about it. And Goliath's video, huge. Yeah, it got huge. Goliath's video got a lot of attention. I think IVT is, at the very least, Ubisoft is aware of it and has passed the message on to IVT that the community is definitely frustrated with it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we at least saw some sort of statement or, if they addressed it. But I don't really think they're going to change it. I just don't think it's gonna. I've thought about it a lot actually, and I think the experience matters more to the developer, meaning the gameplay experience matters more to the developer than creating a fairness situation at the top of the skill levels. Does that make sense? Like the very top of those, like let's say the top 100 players in a summit, making sure that their skill levels are equal doesn't change anything in terms of rewards or money or anything for those players. All it does is make them feel better, if that makes sense. Like they are only, it's only a it's only their competitive nature that is at stake there. And I think that the experience matters more to the general player.
I agree. I don't know. Hopefully they make just a statement on it, addressing something about it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Agro says, yeah, I drive very aggressive and you drive controlled. It's a big difference. And but the tunes are a really good baseline for him. See, that's exactly what I'm hoping to do for everybody, honestly. And that's perfect, Agro. I think everyone needs like a baseline tune to just get the car feeling somewhat controllable. And then from there, you adjust things to your liking. It's the best situation, 100%. I appreciate that, Agro. Let's see. Dylan said Rhino's summit video had a comment. How does he rest so good? He said because reset. Does he mean reset or race?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. He said because wheel mode. Maybe yeah. Reset, says Josh. I'm not really sure exactly what you're saying, Dylan. But yeah, wheel mode. Rhino's definitely on wheel mode.
Yeah, Rhino's on wheel mode. He was actually in last stream when we were talking about it. And he was basically, saying what we were saying, where the only reason he's on it is to be able to continue to compete with the other people that have switched to wheel or wheel mode because of the advantage.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. If there was no advantage for using a wheel mode wouldn't be a thing and nobody would be worried about it at all. But because there's a discrepancy, and it's not a small one, it's a huge difference between a wheel and a controller. Then the player base has tried to figure out how to bridge that gap, and wheel mode is the answer for PC players. For console players, you can't have access to wheel mode because it's a PC third-party thing, but you can buy a wheel, I guess. I guess that's the answer, unfortunately.
He said reset.
Yeah.
I don't think all reset or all wheel mode does is affect the
steering.
The steering. So yeah, I don't know. Wheel mode doesn't affect resets at all. You just have to time it better, I guess.
Yeah, it's just all about timing. They need to fix the glitch where the opponent car pushes you uncontrollably and pushes you off the track. The glitch where the opponent car... Oh, that's automotive guy. That sounds like netcode. It sounds like the game loses track of where each of the cars are in a collision, and it thinks that you're on the left side of the car, but you're actually on the right side of the car, and so they magnetize to each other, and you can't separate. It happens a lot in Need for Speed. It really doesn't happen that often in Motorfest, but it is frustrating when it does happen because it feels like the other player's just ramming you on purpose.
Can a player win without tunes? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can. The tunes are just gonna make the car feel a little bit better to your liking.
Correct.
Like if you wanted it to maybe be a little more snappy or a little less snappy, that's something that you can adjust. It's not really gonna change the total performance of the car that much, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, I was looking, I pay attention a lot to the lateral G stat on cars, and it is very rare that it changes more than 200ths of a like of a point or whatever. Like if its stock is like 1.50, you would be, it's very rare that it changes more than 1.52, like with a tune.
Yeah.
It's very rare. Like the cars, mostly the cars handle the way that they're gonna handle. The difference is the way that it reacts to your input. Like that's honestly what you're tuning, is you're tuning the way the car reacts to your input. And some people like, you know, sharper input. Some people like, you know, a little bit slower input. And it's just, yeah, most of it is that. There's a little bit more to it. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's mostly what you're doing with the tune.
Mm-hmm. Chevy said, for me, wheel mode matters the most in the summit. And I think I'm going to disagree with you there, Chevy. I'm sorry. But the people that are using wheel mode or whatever regular steering wheel, they're already the fast guys that have been at the top of the leaderboards before wheel mode came out.
Yes.
So I don't think anything with the summit has changed with wheel mode or before wheel mode. It's still the same top players. They've just became faster.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the gap between them and a regular, you know, average player is just bigger.
Yeah. Like I was saying with Rhino, like he mentioned, like he's one of his things that he likes to do is hunt the times on the summits, and he's always trying to go for the top times. And then once people started using the wheel mode, it, you know, other people that he was competing with, they were starting to get a little bit faster times that he couldn't quite get.
Yep.
So he had to make the switch in order to continue to compete with those guys.
Exactly.
Whereas everybody else below those top, you know, 10 or so people, it doesn't affect us at all.
Nope. Yeah.
It's just those, yeah, the top of the food chain guys just trying to go as fast as they can.
Yep. That's all. That's honestly what it is. That's
all
honestly what it is.
All the rest of us down here that are, you know,
regular,
barely scraping top 10 finishes in grand races and everything. It's not affecting us at all. Everybody just hears cheating and throws a big old fit about it, where it's like it's literally the top guys trying to be top guys.
Yep, exactly. Rudolph says, does wheel mode affect plane control? I believe it does, and it's in a negative way. I think it's a lot harder to use to fly a plane. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong though. Maybe Simji, if you have any info on that, I don't know.
I don't know. I used wheel mode for 2 days because I wanted to see what all the fuss was about, and I didn't try an airplane at all, so I don't know.
Idiot, dude.
King says top 100 PC all using wheel mode. No, absolutely not.
Definitely not.
There's not, like Simji for one. Simji's not on any wheel mode or clutch or any of the things that people are doing, which is actually insane. Huge props to Simji.
Huge.
Every time you tune into one of his streams, he's racing with all these really fast guys that are on wheel, and he's keeping up with all of them. Yep. You guys are extremely talented.
Yeah, definitely. I would say Simji is one of the top 10 to 5 to 10 most talented drivers in the game right now. And it's because the reason I say this, exactly what you just said, is because he's keeping up with all these guys on wheel mode, and to a certain extent. I think if he makes one small mistake, they can walk away from him because of wheel mode. But for the most part, he keeps up with these guys, puts up insane summit scores, and he's just dominant. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Simji for being his birthday today. If you're new in chat, Simji is 1 year older, 1 year closer to death, but we're not going to talk about that. It's a terrible way to look at your birthday, dude.
Is it mostly just the top 10? I don't know.
To be honest, we don't know.
I couldn't give you a number, but it's a lot of the top guys. Yeah. I can't say top 10, top 100, top 50. It's like scattered in there. Not every single person's on wheel mode.
Correct.
But it's scattered throughout there.
Yeah. There's a little bit of proof to that is obviously Simji, but also like I've been top 100 a couple weeks, you know? So I mean, it's not, and I don't use wheel mode. I'm literally still on default controller settings. So it's it's possible to do. Not that I do that every week. I think I'm mostly in like the 200s. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm normally around there too, like 200-300s.
Rudolph says the virtual devices are not a problem, only in Motorfest. FPS players use virtual controller in order to get aim assist while using keyboard and mouse. But isn't that a problem too?
In order to get aim assist, yeah, that is a problem too. It's just input devices in video games. It's always a freaking issue, dude.
Yeah.
It's always an issue.
It is. It's tough for the developers and the platforms like Xbox and PlayStation to limit the input devices, because there's an entire economy around input devices. Like wheels exist because it's an experience type thing, but the companies exist because they want to make money. And because money's involved, then you've got all these different companies making all these different input devices. You're trying to get the advantage with a mechanical keyboard versus a regular one, and then wireless versus wired mouses, and there's just so many different peripherals and input devices, and so it's very difficult for these game devs to keep the playing field level. Microsoft was it you that told me that Microsoft is now making the device that you use with an Xbox to be like approved or verified? That's the word.
Verified products.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gone through yet, but they've been talking about it, I'm pretty sure.
That's pretty wild.
Like if you guys aren't aware, there's like different cheating things that people buy. It's called like a Zen or like a strike pack that plugs into your controller, and basically what it does is it downloads scripts, cheats, and give you like aimbot or walls or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not detected by the game so much because it goes through as like your controller input, opposed to it being like an actual cheat, I think is how that works.
Yeah.
And because it's become such a huge problem, what they're doing is all these aftermarket or whatever you want to call it, like companies that make different devices for Xboxes, they all had to send their products into Microsoft and get them verified. So now when you buy like a SCUF controller or a headset, it'll have a little stamp on the box that says, Xbox verified.
Yep.
And anything that is not verified just doesn't work.
Yeah, like the console will just reject it.
The console will just be like, it can't read the device.
Right. It needs that verification key. That makes sense. It's gonna clean up a little bit, I think, the controllers. Then someone will figure out a way to bypass that verification with an actual device.
Yeah, it'll just go back to good old-fashioned cheating.
Yes. Yep. Cheating is, I don't know. It's to me, it's useless,
crazy.
Man. It makes the game boring, dude. You gotta have aim assist on everybody to shoot everybody in the head. Like, why even play, dude?
Yeah. I'm sure you haven't seen, but there's been this insane like cheating drama in Apex going on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like crazy, dude. Like there's a whole crazy like underground business with cheating, and like it's insane, dude. Like millions and millions of dollars.
What?
Yeah. So a lot of people are like boosting accounts. Like they'll queue up with cheaters and they'll boost accounts, and that's like a paid service.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like this whole big thing got like dropped on Twitter like a couple weeks ago. Like somebody infiltrated like there's like a million different like discords full of just crazy like cheating services, and
oh my god,
full of huge like streamer names and
really?
Different professional players and everything. Yeah.
Wow. So it's like a huge scandal then.
Yeah, like Apex, like the top of Apex is just like trash right now, dude. Apex has gone downhill.
God.
Everybody's like, okay, so everybody has just been cheating this whole time.
Oh my god. That's terrible, dude. GSR, thank you, man. I appreciate that. And thanks for coming by every time. It's awesome.
Professor Patchy Beard dropping knowledge. Yeah.
It's a funny ass. It's such a funny nickname, dude. It came out of nowhere. That's really funny. Yeah, King says, let's see. King said earlier, let's see, where'd it go? Anyways, I struggle to control cars using a basic controller, not enough time playing the game. His earlier comment is the one I was looking for. I'm struggling to even make top 100 or 1000 using a controller. So, yeah, Kings, that's the thing. Like, I don't think people realize. They get upset when they hear wheel mode and then cheating and all this stuff. Like, fucking resets are cheating and everybody's cheating. It's like, okay, calm down for a second. First of all, if you are not in platinum, if you're struggling to get into platinum, and this is not an insult at all, if you're struggling to get into platinum, the reality is there's other things that will affect your rank way faster than wheel mode or resets. Like there's a lot of things that you could be doing to increase your skill and then easily get into platinum. Like that's the god honest truth. And it's not, I'm not saying like just get good, kid. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that those things, although they do affect, you know, resets and wheel mode and shortcuts, they do affect your times and they do affect your ranking. But if you're struggling to get in the top 10,000, there are other things I think that are affecting your rank a little bit more, mainly your track knowledge, mainly your ability to take lines, those types of things. So I think there's a lot to work on first, and then maybe complain about that stuff. I don't know, man. I'm gonna if the more I talk about this, the more I'm gonna get in trouble with the community. I just drop the subject. Dude, Simji, that is a huge point, dude. I forgot that car selection is huge for the summits. Car selection is very huge. That is just part of knowing which cars are faster, and that's a big point. Yeah. Well done, sir. Rondadon Rondadon says, I bought the P1 bundle for the summit but haven't driven it yet. The P1 is very wild. I do recommend just trying my tune first and then making some changes if you need to, but my tune definitely calms it down a little. It's still wild, but you'll see what I'm talking about. King says, yeah, I can't even come close to Simji's times in the summits, and he's using loaned cars. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, in the loan car races, yeah, me neither. That's all just comes down to like actual skill there. Skill though, dude. Like
for sure.
Knowing, you know, not just the fastest racing lines, but also NOS management, like when to use NOS and how much NOS to use, you know, at certain points 100%. Of the track. Like just knowing that tiny bit of knowledge alone, like where's the best spots to use NOS and how much NOS you should use.
Yep.
Is just like free time.
It's free time.
But that's stuff that comes with, you know, like practice and just, you know, playing the game and knowing.
And paying attention to your times. I still don't know that.
Yeah, paying attention to your times and stuff.
Dude, NOS management, I think people underestimate NOS management. Mm-hmm. If you know the optimal points to NOS, you can make up 5 to 10 seconds on a race.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's wild, bro. It's wild. Ledger, NOS management, if I have any tips for NOS management, these are going to be very general tips that you might already know. But the thing that I try to do the most, number one, is I don't try to empty my NOS tank unless it's like the end of the race. You always want to use NOS on long straights where you don't have to turn very much or don't have to accelerate after that, because you want to be at top speed as much as you possibly can in a race. So if you are coming out of a real short corner and you know on the track there's a long straight or there's a series of very lazy turns that you can take full clip, you want to NOS and get yourself up to top speed as fast as you can. And if you have a long straight, you know that there's a lot of time between when you're gonna use your NOS now and then between the next time, or between that and the next time that you're gonna need to use NOS. So there's a lot of time to refill your bottle and be ready to go for the next corner. That's honestly a lot of it, is just making sure that you're never on empty. Because if you're on empty, then you're really screwed, because then you just don't have it at all whenever you need it. You're just constantly emptying it. That's like basic, really basic, like general tips. So I'm sorry it's not more. I honestly need to do a video on NOS management. That's the god honest truth. We need to talk about it in various situations, but the problem is that it's so situational Like it's very much dependent on the track that you're on, and there is going to be a different NOS strategy for each track, whether you have, you know, laps or no laps. So just it's a sprint. You know, there's all kinds of different things to think about.
Yep. I'm still really bad at it.
You go by feeling. That's okay. You NOS how you feel like you should.
Yep.
Steering settings, I play on a completely default controller settings, Grim. So I honestly don't. I honestly don't. I never use the Agera because it spins out every time I nitro. Yeah, automotive guy, the Agera is like so annoying to use NOS with, in my opinion. You have to just tap it, like literally just like fast taps, little taps is the only way to do it for the Agera. Tapping NOS is better than holding it down. Chevy, it depends on the car. I would say in general probably, but not like tapping. Like if you're tapping it, you're not really getting a whole lot of benefit. It's more of like a, how do I put it, like maybe like a long press or something like that, or like a short press.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a tap, like a little dink. It's just like a little more of like a short press. Vic says, I hope Grand Race have a nighttime or thunderstorm. That'd be cool for him. I agree. I'm okay with that. I mean, the thunderstorm thing is kind of whatever, but I'd like a Grand Race at night. It'd be cool. Shake it up a little bit and give us a different feeling. You know what I would like? This is gonna sound terrible. I would like a chaotic environment that breaks down whenever you're in Grand Races. Like I want the volcano to go off and there to be a big lava path that you have to like jump over or something like that.
I agree with Simji here. Please no more rain though in Grand Races.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, get rid of the freaking rain, please.
Yeah, the rain in the Grand Races does suck.
Mark said, "Rip FPS." Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
You had that freaking volcano erupting and everything.
Imagine big boulders coming down the side of the hill, dude. It'd be so cool.
I can't even drive through freaking shaded trees right now. All right, dude.
Trigger wants Motorfest to turn to Hot Wheels. I mean, Hot Wheels is fun. I like Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels is fun. I didn't play the new one, but it did look really good. I was watching Simji play it.
Yeah, definitely. Is the Revuelto any good? Yeah, the Revuelto is very good. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that it's like the top of the class, but it's up there. It's certainly viable. I have not played the new Hot Wheels yet. I have not. I need to though. I absolutely need to. Coam says, what about night racing? Yeah, definitely. I'm down. Night racing and Grand Race would be fun.
No.
Traffic in Grand Races? Abdullah, someone ban him.
All right, we'll see you next week, bud.
See ya.
It's a week-long timeout. No, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding, Abdullah. This is diabolical. Oh my goodness.
Ferrari F12 TDF or the Bugatti Bolide. Those two cars are on both opposite ends of the spectrum. The F12 is extremely oversteery, like extremely oversteer, and the Bugatti is extremely understeer.
Don't you say it.
So it is. How can you disagree? It is.
I'm not going to disagree that the Bolide understeers. It definitely understeers, but with the tune on it,
it understeers less.
It understeers less. Okay. And it feels, I'm not even joking. I prefer to drive that than almost anything in the racing class.
And that's good. Yeah.
Agro says Bolide is the Rammer's car.
You figured it out. Yeah, you figured it out, on how to drive it.
Yes.
Whereas when I use it, I'm freaking throwing my controller through my monitor.
Yeah. Yeah, Grim.
I'm just kidding. It's not that bad.
Dude, you've tried it with my tune on it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it feels good. It does feel good. It still understeers too much for me.
I think the Bolide would be phenomenal on wheel mode.
Yeah, probably.
Because
But if you have the wheel mode, you're using the Camaro.
Mm-hmm.
The Camaro is just better.
It is. I was in a fight with is it a Camaro that I was fighting against? No, it was a no, it wasn't a Cento. It was something else. It might have been a Camaro. I was in a fight with a guy that was in a Camaro, and I was in the bolide, and we had some really good back and forth on some high speed, not as sharp turns. The bolide is lightning fast, but we got into a situation where we were coming down a hill and there was 3 hairpins on the hill. That's it, just 3. And in those 3 hairpins, the Camaro broke slip. And I didn't do the best job going through the turns, but the Camaro gutters so well and accelerates so well out of it and just hugs every turn that the bolide was just understeering everything. I had to take those turns so much slower than him that he broke slip coming out, and I was using NOS in those turns in order to try to stay with him. And because of that, we got to the bottom and he used NOS and left and just left me. And it was super frustrating because I definitely like driving the bolide, but
yeah, like Simji said, the Camaro's pace is wild. It takes a second to get used to driving it. Simji has a decent tune on it that helps with it, because the only thing it struggles with is its like initial turning in. Like it turns in a little bit slow.
Yes.
But once it starts to turn, it has insane angle.
Yes.
And it just grips. It'll like grip everything. You just have to like start the corner a little bit earlier than you normally would.
Yeah.
Once you figure that out, then the Camaro's insane.
I believe I've tried the KTM Expo. Let me check my list here. I'm pretty sure I tried it and I wasn't a fan.
The KTM Expo GT2. I think I tried that one also. It's not bad. No. I think it's pretty good.
I did not try that one. I tried the KTM Expo GTX, which is a hypercar. So the GT2 Expo I have not touched yet. I'll have to put that on my list and give that a try. I have not played around with that this week or this at all. That's what I meant. I looked up at the article at this other tab. It says this week in the crew 2. So my brain just read that instead of said what I was trying to say. Oh my god, dude, Simji needs to get off it, dude. I win so much with the bolide, you have no idea. It's not a sack of potatoes. Also, Simji, you said that the P1 is garbage, and that is incorrect, dude. The P1 is actually decent. It's just really hard to control. It's not good. It's decent. Okay. So I'm taking your bolide is sack of potatoes comment and deleting it. No, I'm just kidding. No,
that's another timeout. No.
It's a lie. Rubicon is pretty decent. Good top end. Handling is not my favorite. Yeah, the P1's definitely pain to use. No way it's not garbage, bro. The P1's definitely not garbage. I'll tell you what. This is let me look at my score, my times with the P1. Here's my times on achieving immortality. It's my test scores for hypercars. The Agera R is at 19.5. A 119.5. I can't say this because this is gonna ruin tomorrow's video. The Lamborghini Reventon is at 1 minute 20 seconds 0.4. The P1 is at 1 minute 20 seconds 0.4. Dude, the P1 can keep up with the Reventon. It can keep up with the EB110. It can keep up with the Regera, the Jesco, the Tempesta, the Enzo, the Atlantic Concept, the Revuelto 458 Especial. Like I said, Especial, like I'm Spanish.
Especial.
The 458 Special. I mean, the P1 is no slouch at all. However, because it's so hard to control, most of the time, most of the scenarios, it's just not that good. P1 can exit the game and it would be better.
Ice cream truck can clap the P1.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, dude. P1 on wheel mode would be the final boss 100%, dude. Imagine. Oh my god.
I think the P1 would be like twice as hard to control on wheel mode.
That's what he's saying. It's the final boss. It'd be so hard to do.
Yeah, that thing. Oh my god. Be a disaster to try to control on wheel mode.
Right now, the best hypercar is the Agera R. As you guys will see in tomorrow's daily build video, the F8 Spider is excellent. I don't want to ruin the video. The F8 Spider is excellent.
It is a very, very good car.
Yeah. Revuelto is good, just needs downforce. Yeah, the Revuelto is nice. It just has a loose. The back end gets a little squirrely, but it handles nice. I'm actually a fan of the Tempesta. I thought that was nice to drive. Not the fastest car out there, but nice to drive.
Yeah, it was alright.
If you're looking for something a little off meta, I recommend the SF90 or the Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus. Those are some really nice off meta cars that'll do good in the grand race.
Yeah, even the 458 is really nice.
Yeah, the 458 is great.
I'm a fan of the 458.
Yep. Thoughts on Minecraft? Question for both of us. Follow up, Minecraft server.
I can't get started on Minecraft again, dude.
I don't have the time for this, dude.
I can't do it.
I don't have the time.
Minecraft though, great game.
Absolutely.
Spent way too many hours in Minecraft. Fantastic game.
I have hundreds of hours, dude.
Yeah. Minecraft server, I don't want to get back into it.
No, not at all. The last server thing that I bought that I got was an Ark survival server, and then I forgot about it for 2 years and was paying for it every month. So
oh my goodness,
no more dedicated servers for me.
Not that long ago, our friend Teeter was trying to get us, I guess, either a new Ark came out or there was a big update.
Yep.
And he was trying to get us to play it, and we're like, nope.
No, I can't, dude.
We really want to, but
100%, dude. I can't though.
Just take over the rest of our time, dude.
Yeah, it would literally. I would sink so many hours into. It's crazy. I can't.
It's just one of those games, dude.
I just can't
you start
do it.
Playing it, and you're just stuck on it.
Ledger says I hate the Bugatti. They always ram the heck out of me in grand races. You know what? That is a fair comment. I do see a lot of bolide rammers. I think the bolide is one of those cars that's like super grippy and also very fast. It understeers like crazy, but because of that, it kind of, I think like the lower skill players sort of gravitate towards that. I think a little bit just because it's controllable, you know, and they can't take a turn, so they have to ram. Like it's just, you can't turn the car, so you just ram anyway. Soder says, greetings guys, glad I managed to stop by today. Thanks for the amazing regular Motorfest content and all you do here. I think you'll have to become a member anytime soon. Your creation deserves support. Soder, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. That means a lot to me and Kyle Steven.
The hell did you just call me?
What is your name? That means a lot to us, and it really does. I appreciate that all of the work we do to try to make content is being appreciated. Sometimes we get bad comments, but for every bad comment there's 10 good ones, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yesterday messed up the first turn, then two bolides went in front of me and boxed me in. I do, that happens way too much. Ayo, Simji with the gifted membership. Let's go, Chevy got it. Nice. Congratulations to Chevy for the gifted member, dude. Thank you so much, Simji. You didn't have to give me a gift on your birthday, bro.
Yeah, Simji's giving gifts on his birthday.
He's like the best ever, dude. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Agro says they knew I was gonna lose them downhill. There you go, Chevy. Welcome to membership. You have the silver badge next to your name now, which is the starting membership. That's the basic. Each month that you keep it, you get a different color badge to show your support. Sinji's got his purple one out there. I think, Steven, you have... I think you have a gold one. Let's go, dude. The gold badge. Hey, the next one is the pink one. That's the highest badge you can get, is the pink badge. That's the ultimate plus.
Plus, bro.
Yeah. Let's go with the emojis, dude. Dude, the clown emoji is so funny. That reminds me, dude, we have enough members. I can add the rest of the emojis. I have a bunch more that I can add. That way you guys can use them. That's so funny, dude. Yeah, right now we only have the 4, but I have to add the other ones. I'll have it ready for the next stream for sure. Anyways, Simji is a W man, definitely.
Yep, absolutely.
Ledger says, how do you get a gifted sub? Is it random? I've never gotten one. Ledger, you have to go into your settings. I forget exactly where it is, but you'll have to search for it. You have to go into your settings and turn on the ability to accept memberships. That has to be something that you physically turn on, I believe.
But then after that, yes, it is random.
And then it's random. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
It is random who it chooses, but you have to have the accepting of the gift turned on.
Yeah. K Boomin says, what's your favorite racing game? Do you have one off the top of your head? Because I have to think about it. Are we talking like of all time, or just like of the last, let's say, decade or something?
We're talking current. It's probably Motorfest for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
And all time, what is my favorite racing game of all time?
Last 10 years, he says. But I'm gonna ask you all time. Go ahead, all time.
I don't know, actually. That's tough because I played so many. I actually, might be weird to say, but I think maybe Grand Theft Auto 4.
Oh my god, the racing in Grand Theft Auto 4?
I think that is one of the racing games,
like 5?
A game that I've spent the most. I think I've played a lot more 4 than 5.
What?
I played a ton of 5 too, though.
I played so much racing in 5. And anyway, my favorite of all time.
Was, I know it's a weird game to pick for a racing game, but I was just trying to think, like, what was a game that I played the most racing in, like, ever? It has to be Grand Theft Auto.
That's a hot take, says K Boomin. Dude, mine sure is mine for sure favorite of all time is going to be, damn, now that I'm thinking about this, I might have to back up.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, what is something?
It's
like,
really,
what game that I play the most of?
It's really hard. The most hours I have in a game are for sure the crew in general. So the crew 2, crew Motorfest. I have more hours in those games than anything else. Need for Speed Heat has a really, like, there's a soft spot in my heart for Need for Speed Heat because it's the thing that started the channel. But I think if I go back, like way back to when I was a kid, I played a couple of games, one of which I've talked about called Jet Moto. I played so much of that game, and that thing probably had like 10 tracks. It was so small of a game. Anyways, I played so much of that, and I played a ton of the original like Hot Wheels game. Like literally the most I've ever played a racing game were those two for sure. So I'd have to say one of those of all time if I'm going nostalgia, but certainly of the last decade, it's definitely going to be Motorfest. I think it's already a game that I like more than the Crew 2. I tend to like the handling a little bit better in this game than the Crew 2, although I don't mind the handling in the Crew 2. It's just wild. So yeah.
I used to play a kart racer on PlayStation 2. It was called Star Wars Super Bombad Racing.
A Star Wars racing game, dude.
Dude, it was one of the most fun games I think I've ever played.
Yeah.
Like racing, like I was a kid, but me and my brother, like that was all we played for a long time too.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't played it, it was an old PlayStation 2 game. It's called Star Wars Super Bombad Racing. It was so much fun.
Dude, you just dude, the hot takes coming out.
It was, bro. I mean, you don't know unless you know, dude.
Yeah, it's
That
true.
game
I
was
don't know.
fire.
I honestly don't know. Rudolph says the original Grid, though. I did not play that. I didn't play Most Wanted, 510, Carbon. I didn't play any of that. I didn't play... I played Mario Kart, but not on the Wii. I played Mario Kart on... what did I play it on? Maybe it was the Wii. I think it was N64, actually.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, played a lot of Mario Kart.
Yeah, Mario Kart's tough. I can't like say, oh, that's my favorite racing game, although it's a great game. But I don't know. It's just not like, I don't know. It's hard to say like a kart racer is like the one thing that's my favorite game ever. I don't know. No Burnout Paradise? No, I didn't play any of the Burnout games. I think they came out at the wrong time for me. I was lost in a Call of Duty fog when Burnout came out. Crash Racing Real Childhood game.
Are you talking about the Crash Bandicoot one?
That's what it sounds like.
Kart racing? Yeah, I played that a ton also. That was so good.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Brian. Did you say Brian?
Don't expect any
there won't be any content really coming. I mean, maybe. I'm gonna start uploading like some meme world record videos or something.
You should. Be so funny. Sad they gave up on Heat, had so much potential. I agree with that statement a lot, actually. I think if they would gutter sucking tutorials. I agree. Let's hold on a second. Let's get back to Heat. If they stuck with Heat instead of making Unbound, I think you would have gotten a huge player base. I think Need for Speed Heat was built on a very good foundation, not necessarily the coding, but the overall design of the game, the things that game offered, I feel like were nice, very fun to play. The cops were legitimately difficult, and I think that game had a vibe. Need for Speed Heat is a vibe 100%.
Yeah, Need for Speed Heat was really fun.
Yeah. Rhonda Dawn says Midnight Club and Need for Speed Underground, both solid games for sure.
Yeah, Midnight Club was great. Had dubbed edition. I did play Driver San Francisco, Ledger. Played that. Other games that were like racing that I played a lot was like what was it? Like old like motocross games, dude. I played a ton of motocross games. MX versus ATV. Oh my god.
That's
I probably have thousands of hours in MX versus ATV. Like thousands probably. Like, that was actually one of like the childhood games that I played.
Dude, chat just wants gutter sucking tutorials, bro.
Gutter sucking tutorials. All right. I'll be working on it.
Hey, shout out to Combs for he's ordered a wheel, so he's got a wheel coming. So he's now a cheater. So
nice, dude. Actually, you're banned.
I'm just kidding. Cheater, bro. Split Second was so good. It was on Xbox 360, super chaotic. Literally, if you watch the opening scene, it was so sick, and the music was insane. I did not play Split Second. I've heard of it, but definitely not. Oh yeah, dude. Blaze was in that Heat stream where we let my wife Stacy pick the car and design it. Remember that stream? That was wild.
Dude, the speed lines.
The speed lines, speed holes or speed lines. Yeah, speed lines. That's what it was.
Yeah, that was a good one.
What do we think of Rocket Racing on Fortnite? It doesn't affect my life at all. That's what I think.
Yeah. I think if that's something you want to play, I think you should play it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I think about it.
I think that about every game, though. I'm so for anyone that's like, I stopped playing this game. It's boring or whatever. You know that comment we get every once in a while? They're like, I haven't played this game in weeks. I'm like, good. Not
Yeah.
good, like, hey, I don't want you here, because obviously the more players we have on Unbound, or not Unbound, Jesus Christ, the more players we have on Motorfest, the more the content does good. And so obviously I want them there, but I also want people to just play the thing that makes them happy. Games are supposed to be a happy thing, dude. It's not supposed to be you raging at your monitor or your TV. You're supposed to be having fun, bro. That's what this is all about. So if you're not having fun, play something else.
Yeah, play something that you're enjoying.
Neath, what's going on, sir? It's not cheating. First time first time see you doing a podcast. Keep up the great work. I appreciate that, Neath. Thank you, man. Shout out to Neath. He's quite the racer. I've seen lots of summit, what do you call them, not guides, but like your summit runs on the Crew 2 back like years ago when I was playing that, trying to get some tips. And so shout out to Neath. He's a excellent driver.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, dude. Need for Speed Heat was so good. I never even tried Unbound though, but the engine swaps / night races, yeah, dude, all that stuff's in Unbound as well. It's basically the engine swap mechanic is basically the same. In fact, Unbound is Unbound, the whole aesthetic of Unbound, I mean not the aesthetic, the menu system is all basically the same as Heat. Very similar.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever try combat racing like Jack X?
I did not.
I have not.
Never heard of that.
Play Jack and Dexter, if that's similar to that.
Is that a racing game?
Like no, it wasn't a racing game, but maybe Jack X is kind of like a racing game spin-off of that or something. I'm not too sure. Kind of like how there was like the Crash Bandicoot kart racer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Because I remember in Jack and Dexter, you had like a bike, it was like a little floating like speed bike. So maybe they had some sort of racing off of it. Yeah.
I don't remember that game at all, dude. I don't know why.
You never played Jack and Dexter?
No, I didn't.
Great game.
Nope.
Yeah, that's a series. Jack X was the race spin-off of it. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I never played that. I never played that, but I did play Jack and Dexter. Also, one of my favorite PlayStation games, dude, was like Ratchet and Clank. Like I played all the Ratchet and Clanks. Those were so fun. What? Yeah, they were so good.
I've seen, obviously it was a very popular franchise. I've seen it being talked about in the, on the social medias and whatnot. And I've never looked at the game. I don't even know what it looks like or how it plays. Like, what kind of game is it?
It's like a single player. It's kind of similar to like a Sly Cooper type style game, like an
adventure game, basically.
Yeah, like you're doing different missions and stuff. I don't even know what is he? Is he like a fox or I don't even know what he is. He's an animal of some sort. And you have Clank is like a little robot dude. And yeah, it's just like little combat missions, just fighting bad guys, and there's different like jump puzzles and things like that.
Gotcha.
Very, very fun game. I played almost all of them except for any like the newer ones that have come out in the past, whatever.
Yeah. Rudolph, take it easy, man. It's 5:30 in the morning. Get some sleep, or if you're going to work, go to work. I don't know what you're doing at 5:30 in the morning. I can't tell. It's one of those ambiguous times of the day. It's like, you're up at 5:30. I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing? Why are you up at 5:30? But yeah, have a good day or sleep, whatever's going on there.
Stopping by.
Jesse says Jack X was my life when I was a kid.
That's awesome.
That makes me want to try it.
I spent a ton of my childhood just playing video games, and then I'm spending a ton of my adult playing video games.
You and me, same, dude. I had about a 18-year period or 15-year period where I was being an adult, and then I just decided not to do that anymore.
Yeah, mine wasn't that long. Mine was maybe like 4 or 5 years.
Oh my god. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I think we have the best job in the world right now. We got to figure out how to make some more money, but other than that, it's the best job. Like, being able to do what we do all the time is crazy.
It is pretty fun.
I sometimes lose sight of it, honestly, dude. Like, I think about, like, I start thinking about games the way that they relate to me rather than a regular person. Like sometimes I forget that like a regular person wakes up in the morning and goes to work or school or whatever, you know, and they don't have the time that I have to grind out a game. And I don't know, like the Crew is a perfect example of a game that just has a crazy grind to it. And sometimes I think like, well, if people want all the parts, you want all the legendary stuff, you just got to grind it out, dude. You just got to do it. And it's like, yeah, but with what time, bro? People got families and work and, you know what I mean? All kinds of stuff. And I don't know. Sometimes I get a little lost in my own world. Question for you, a hot tub stream?
Hot tub stream at 2,000 members.
Yeah, dude, 100%. I will commit to that right now. We have 2,000 members on the channel. I will 100% do a hot tub stream. 100%. I'm committing to it right now, live on stream.
Where are you gonna get a hot tub?
Sinji cracks knuckles. Where am I gonna get a hot tub? I'm gonna make one, dude. I have this we bought a pool, like one of those above ground, like just basic ones you get at Walmart. We bought it last summer, like at the end of summer, and we haven't set it up yet, dude. I wonder if I could, I don't know, I might be able to get it in here. Imagine, dude. A big ass
get
pool.
The inflatable hot tub like all the freaking streamer girls on Twitch.
Exactly. Gotta do that. Make one. Ew.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Rudolph went to sleep after a long Motorfest session and then noticed it was online, so stuck around. I appreciate that, dude.
Yeah,
now get some sleep, bro. Bikini Bottom has an infinite supply of hot tubs. That's some inside jokes.
I don't know, dude. I don't know this one.
Play Motorfest while on the hot tub stream. Yeah, I'll have to. Did I ever finish all the Need for Speed Heat builds? No, I did not. And that honestly makes me sad. I'm gonna go back to my Heat spreadsheet real quick while you are reading chat and just take a look at how many I have left. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 9. I have 15 cars left. There's 15 cars in Need for Speed Heat that I didn't make a video. I was gonna call it a video. I didn't make builds on. That is not that many. And I wonder if I can finish those up. Maybe we can do like a stream where I just finish up as many of those cars as possible, you know? Like maybe like once a month we go back and just start testing cars again in Heat.
You just finish the last 15.
Yeah, dude, it would just be neat to have them all done, bro. Like I don't have them all done, and it would be cool to have them all done. Just fill in the holes. By the way, if you're playing Heat, you're looking for builds, we do have the build app that's on our website, militiagamingco.com. You go there, go to Need for Speed builds, and you can basically switch between, you can toggle between Need for Speed Heat and Need for Speed Unbound. Trigger again with the holes wide open, bro. That's all I gotta say about that.
Unicorn, I think we've all been in your position, dude. That is the pain of Motorfest. He says he's been grinding for one single legendary part he needs for Street 1 for 3 hours and still hasn't found it. Yep, dude. We have all been there.
I feel your pain, dude. Ledger says I do grand races and see myself get so many legend parts somehow. I think they've increased the legendaries for grand races because I'm getting a lot of them as well. So I'm not really sure what that's about. Kevin Hot says RN Jesus. There's beauty in the grind. There is, but in the moment it doesn't feel that nice. K-Boomin. I will say this though, when you finally get it, when you finally get that last part, dude, you know how good you feel at that point? Oh, it feels great. It's like, yes, oh, I got it,
Yeah, it
dude. I
is.
freaking got that part. You know,
And then you
it's
turn
so
your game
nice.
off.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, great. Now I can go to bed. But yeah, I'm okay with the grind, dude. I actually like the grinding of the game specifically, not any other type of grinding that you guys might be thinking of.
Oh, Simg, dude.
Simji's over here sending me clips of the stream.
Yep. This guy.
Freaking guy. He's on it with the clips, bro.
We scroll up a little bit. Where'd it go? Jesse Anderson asked, does playing games feel any less enjoyable when you consider that it's what you do for a living?
The answer is yes, but it is situational. I think actually that's a great question, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Caught my eye and I was like, oh, how'd we miss that one?
Yeah, this is a great question. I'm sorry to have missed it earlier, Jesse, but basically the answer is yes, but it's because sometimes you have to play the game longer than you actually want to. And that is very annoying, to be honest with you, because the idea is to be able to do this for a living is you are not doing something that you don't want to do, right? You're not going to work, basically. That's the whole idea behind it. So having to do something that you don't want to do is very frustrating. But I am in a really good place right now because I love Motorfest. Like Motorfest is by far, the crew in general is by far my favorite franchise for racing. I just think it offers all of the things that I love in a game, in a racing game. So with that said, I grinded out Need for Speed Heat for almost 3 years. I played the game 2 years longer than I wanted to play it. And I just kept playing it and kept doing builds and kept doing content and kept doing streams and stuff like that. And I really didn't want to be playing the game because I was really done with it. There was nothing else I could do in the game and they weren't going to update it. Unfortunately, the crew is different. You get weekly stuff, you get monthly stuff, you get quarterly stuff. And so there's always something new to check out and do, a new car to test. I mean, there's just consistently new. It's a healthier situation, I think. But yeah, the answer is yes, but it is situational. I would say 90% of the time I'm very happy to be doing what I'm doing. And it doesn't really feel like work, and there's a lot of guilt that goes along with that. I feel guilty for not having to work, but also my thing that I love is my job. So it's it's sort of a mixed bag, to be honest with you. I don't know. You have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's just like the same with like any job. Like it's it can, I think, get a little overwhelming. Like you just don't really feel like doing it at the time or whatever.
Yep.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it is mostly just playing a video game. So
Yep.
but yeah, it can take the joy out of playing the game though.
Yeah.
I think it definitely can.
Yep.
But like you were saying, luckily it's a game that, we're enjoying playing currently,
Yes.
I think towards the end of each game's life, so far this is like the third game that we've kind of had to run through.
Yep.
And yeah, towards the end of it, it does get a little like, all right, let's get back on to get this done. And,
yeah.
But yeah,
I think I think the end of the life of Motorfest is pretty far into the future, and I think by then we will for sure have some new Need for Speed to talk about.
mm-hmm.
So I'm not too worried about it too much. Gring says, what cars were added to the crew too? They are the Audi RS Q8 and the Land Rover Defender. Those are the two cars. Oops.
Yep.
I closed the chat window. All right, I'm back. Here we go.
Yep. And if anybody didn't see it, the Motorfest got a Ferrari F8 added to it.
Yes. Owen says, so how long do you think you're going to stick with Motorfest? As long as Motorfest is getting new content, I'm definitely going to be making content for it. That for sure is going to happen. It's what happens is when the developer stops updating the game and there's nothing else to talk about in the game or do, then there's really not any content to be made, because by and large the Militia gaming community is a tutorial, instructional, educational style channel based around these racing games. So once you've made all of the tutorials and there's not anything new to talk about, then I start to get a little bored and look elsewhere for another game.
Yeah, and then opinion videos start coming out.
Opinion videos start flying out. Which always seem to do better than all of my instructional content that has all the value in it. The opinion that has no value at all. I'm just a person saying a thing and everybody wants to see it.
Yeah, those ones always seem to do pretty good.
It's annoying. Ledger says, what are your thoughts on Solar Crown? My thoughts are that it looks really interesting, more interesting now that they put out some of that multiplayer information. It definitely feels a little more competitive than I originally thought it was going to be. And I also think I'm a little worried that they bit off more than they can chew. The game seems, the scope of the game feels too big. So I don't know. I don't know what type of state that's going to release in. I feel like it's I don't know. It's yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I'm very interested in trying it. Very interested in downloading it and playing it. Gring, definitely check out the F8. Is very good. Very, very good. Yeah, I don't like the exclusive cars being added to the old game as well. I just think it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for the game that's, 6 years old. Yeah, the Need for Speed community definitely is very small at this point, and I don't really have a lot left to talk about in Unbound, so it's tough. All right, Grim, take it easy, sir.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by.
You know what, Owen? It makes me sad as well, dude. I think Need for Speed has a vibe about it. All the Need for Speed games have this really cool vibe, and I wish I could be doing the things that I'm doing in Motorfest. I want to do it in a Need for Speed world. I'd rather do it in a Need for Speed world, because I think Need for Speed is just the vibe is awesome. I like the cop chase, mechanics. I like all of it. Favorite Need for Speed is God, it's Heat, dude. I think Heat is my favorite. Like Need for Speed, just can't bring myself to like the handling. Ledger, did you try Need for Speed Heat? Because I thought Need for Speed Heat was a bit better than Unbound, although Unbound was good too. Just, I don't know. I didn't like the idea of being able to grip and drift. It just, to me, it didn't seem that easy to grasp for the audience. I think a lot of people were turned off by it.
Yeah, definitely had a higher skill gap.
Yeah, and EA has never been one to listen to the community. That's true. That might be changing though. I don't know, but that you can only go so long not listening to your audience before your audience finally flips you the finger and stops buying your game. So I think it's eventually EA will stop being so greedy. Well, that's not true. They're always going to be greedy, but they'll stop not listening to their community. They'll start making it a point to do it. Yeah, Eddie, I was just talking about that. I think I'm excited to play it 100%. I'm a little nervous about what it's going to be, but I'm definitely excited to play it. Criterion helped with EA, but not too much. Yeah, it seems like Criterion is interested in supporting the game going forward. I mean, we got more updates for Unbound than anything else in the last like 15 years. So I think that's it's definitely a step in the right direction. And they're talking about, more stuff this year with Unbound specifically. So we'll see what happens. We will see. That's the deal with Rocket League right now. Epic has run the game into the ground, and there are full-blown social media riots.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I'm really surprised that Rocket League is still a thing.
what's like huge. It's a
I
huge like
know.
esport event
I
and
know.
everything.
I know. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it makes sense though. I mean, it's a very competitive game, so.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just I played it a few times and I'm just like, it's not for me.
Yeah, I never really got into it, but I mean, yeah, watching it's actually pretty fun to watch. I don't know if
Really?
you've ever like I don't know
No,
if you ever watched like a competitive game of Rocket League.
I haven't.
It's actually pretty fun. Like it's like the skill of like the professional players are insane.
Yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
traveling with the ball like midair and stuff, and like flipping the cars around.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it's actually pretty. It's fun to watch.
That's weird. It's weird to me that it's so huge, but I guess it makes sense, dude. It's basically soccer, but with cars.
Yeah.
No worries, Eddie. No worries at all, man. Yeah, it was funny. We were just talking about it. It was like just a couple questions ago, but yeah. I'm excited about it for sure. Rocket League was huge and they took out trading, which was like the whole different half of the game. It's not everyone's game, but they literally have taken the game down to bare minimum.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know too much about the game itself. I've watched a couple like pro matches.
Yeah. Take it easy,
But,
Owen. Have a good day at school tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, have a good day, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yes. I can't wait to see people's reaction about tomorrow's video with the F8. I'm excited about it. The car's good.
The car's really good.
It's very good. I'm also not excited to go back to the Crew 2 to have to grind money in order to get this Q8 and this Defender. Because now I have to go get those cars.
I'm gonna wait until you get those cars to see if I should get those cars.
Thanks, dude.
I'm just kidding.
Vincent Nash, what's up, dude? How are you doing? And also a Lewis B sighting. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Luis? PR used to play Rocket League, did all the flips and stuff. Yeah, it's sick, dude. I never got into it. Also, the last time I tried to play it, I was on my old PC and it wouldn't run it. I would load it up and it would just crash.
That is a big oof, dude. That
so
game doesn't.
Never really got a chance to play it, to be honest.
That's so funny. Owen says, before I leave, have you ever thought of making a video with Black Panther? I mean, I can't say it hasn't crossed my mind. I mean, when you're growing as a creator, you always think like, I need to collab with someone big and then it'll, boost my subscribers and all this. But I think, I don't know. I just kind of have been doing my own thing for the last 4.5 years. I feel like I put my head down. I grind on the things that I do really well, try to make the most, the best content I could possibly make. And then kind of whatever happens after that just happens, man. I just try to do my best for the community. I don't really think about, trying to do things with other people. I just do my thing the best that I can do it. GSR says you can put a wide body fenders on the Land Rover. That's kind of cool. Let's see. Gring says, I'm exited. Thank you so much for the community presence. This channel feels more of a community than my HOA. All right, agreeing.
That's awesome, man.
Take it easy, dude. Oh my goodness.
It's awesome.
Oh my goodness. Vincent Ash says K12 sent goons to harass me because I pointed out wheel mode isn't a huge deal. Oh man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about all that, but I do know that I'd really like to spread some positivity. I want the community to be a lot more positive.
Yeah.
That's it. That's honestly it.
Let's just not attack each other, guys. At the end of the day, it's a freaking video game, man.
Yep.
If you're not 100%. Having fun with the game, play something else.
Yep. And that's not a like a dig at you. If you really aren't having fun, go play something you're having fun with.
Yeah. It's just in general, man. Like, let's just have fun here, man. We don't have to sit here and attack each other. Oh, you're using resets, you're a cheater, or I can't believe this is happening.
Nope.
This and that. It's like, dude, just who cares, man?
Yeah.
Let's just all relax. No need to be so
Relax.
mad. Every comment section of every video, no matter whose channel you're on, is everybody just arguing for no
Yeah,
reason,
dude,
man.
I can't stand it.
For no reason, man. It doesn't even have to be game related. It could be anything. Just people are always mad about something.
It is. Everybody is. Leon said,
All
"I
right,
don't know. I'm gonna."
you're banned. You're banned.
Oh,
You're banned.
Leon Unleashed is banned. Oh my god.
Can't we all just get along?
IVT literally can't do anything about it on their side. They can't do anything about wheel mode specifically. You're probably right. I don't know if they can, but I think what they can do is get rid of the actual problem, which is the difference, the gap between wheel and controller. Oh, faces. They'll be added to Motorfest eventually. I'm just glad 2 new cars will be added to TCM in a later season, but that maybe I really enjoyed both games and continue playing TC2. That's fair, FaZe. That's super fair, man. If you like both, playing both, just play both. I just don't like the fact that they're introducing new stuff to the old game. If they're going to introduce something new, introduce it to Motorfest. Yeah. That's honestly my only gripe. I mean, yeah, I know it's going to come to Motorfest eventually, but it's going to be a while, dude. These new cars that they're adding, you guys, I don't know if anyone is really comprehending this or taking note of this, but the new cars that they've been adding, the Gordon Murray cars, these 2 new cars, they're not going to be available for Motorfest only players to buy. Not right away, maybe eventually, but these are Crew 2 exclusive cars that you will have to import into Motorfest. This is not something that a Motorfest player can own. And that's the part that frustrates me. Like, you shouldn't introduce new cars if they're not going to be available for both games. Introduce them in both games, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but FaZe, honestly though, I don't even know if that's true. I mean, on the other side of the flip side of the coin on this is that TC2 players don't have any new summit anything, dude. There's nothing new for them in Motorfest. Like, every reward is just a TC2 hand-me-down. So for Motorfest only players who are like, wow, I'm getting all these cool vanities and I'm getting this and that for the game, but the audience has been, playing the Crew 2 for a while, they're not getting anything new. They already have all that stuff.
Yep.
So there's definitely 2 sides to it. Yeah, Gring, I agree. They shouldn't force people to go back to the other game if they want the stuff. Especially because you bought the new game. Like, you bought the full price game. You can't even own all the cars in it. It's wild. It's crazy to me.
Yeah. As I said last time, if something is purchasable in the Crew 2 and you can use it in Motorfest, it should be purchasable in Motorfest.
Agreed. Particularly because the cars that are like the exclusive summit rewards with the, the different body kits and things like that you can only get by going back to the Crew 2, those cars tend to perform better than their stock counterparts. And that's the part that makes it super frustrating.
Yep.
Why can't we just buy vanities for bucks instead of crew credits? The hard truth on this, Unicorn, is that the vanities keep this game alive for years. This is the honest truth. If we don't have vanities and people like my dumbass is not spending a whole bunch of dollars every week on vanities, if we're not doing that, the game just dies. Because the real situation is that Ubisoft and IVT are in it to make money. Yes, they want to put out a good product and have a good community of racers, but the idea is that they're a business and they're trying to make money. So if they're not making money, then the game dies. That's how it works. So these vanities have to be bought for crew credits because the game has to make money. They can't just keep putting out free content, which is what it feels like they're doing, but it's not. That's not what's happening. They're putting out content that people are paying for by buying vanities. Oh, it's mostly the reason that Heat died, Leon. It's mostly the reason, for sure. GSR Bryanson's been playing TC2 since the last Motor Pass, or since the late Motor Pass. I think, dude, I played a lot of TC2 on Xbox and then switched to PC, didn't have anything, and so now everything that we're getting in Motorfest is all brand new for me.
Yeah.
Because I have no vanities.
Yep. Luckily, I think I've gotten a lot of my stuff from my Xbox account.
Yeah, I think all of yours
over.
transferred from your Xbox. Speaking of vanities, getting CCs are really limited, sadly. Well, again, it's the same reason. It's just CCs are meant to be the
real money.
You know, the paid currency. It's not something you can earn in the game.
It's kind of just like a bonus that they give you. When you complete this many challenges, we'll give you a couple thousand CCs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's meant to be the paid currency.
Yeah. Am I a car guy in real life? I would say I'm a poser car guy. I don't really. I'll be honest.
Car fan.
I'm
He's
a car. Fan. There we go. That's a great way to put it. I'm a fan of cars for sure. When I was younger, like right when I got my license, when I was 16, 17, 18, I did a ton of illegal street racing, like a lot. And it was legal, not,
bro.
Yeah, that's right. It was legal. No,
come on, man. You're on the internet. What are you talking about?
I did a lot of it. They can't get me for something I did 20 years ago. All right.
I know.
Anyway, I did a lot of it, and I did a lot of modifying of the cars, but mostly just visual. So that being said, I know a little bit about cars. I know what I like. I know I love modifying the cars. I just, yeah, I'm a car fan. I'll put it that way. A car guy, that's probably taking it too far for me. I can do like the basics of car stuff, but
yeah, like some
I'm not an
basic
idiot.
Maintenance stuff.
Yeah, I'm not an idiot. Like I put in my own.
You're building race cars, you know?
No, definitely not. I mean, I can do. There you go. Stacy said it perfectly. I like cars. I have some, and I would like more of them. That is a great way to put it. Someone asked what I drive in real life. Ledger, was it? Yeah, Ledger said, what car do you drive? Trigger. I have a Mark 7 GTI, but I mostly drive my my F-150 because the F-150 is like the family car. So we got the kid and the wife, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense. The GTI is just a little bit too small for everybody, but I love my GTI. I've driven it. I think I'm at 240,000 miles. I did a lot of driving for work using the GTI. The best way to get Scorebreaker set for the Crew Motorfest. There's really only one way to do it. It's grind the same event over and over again until you get it. If you want American, you can check out my legendary guide. I have a guide for legendaries, how to get them, where you get the most of them, that type of thing. I would definitely check that out, and then just, you know, keep grinding until you get Scorebreaker. Do I have a dream car? Yes, it's a 1987 F40. That is certainly a dream.
He said, do you have one you're trying to get?
Oh, right. Trying to get. Okay.
Take a $20 million Ferrari, please.
20 million? Oh, no. No, they're like 2 million. They're like 2 million.
Do a quick Google.
If you can, yeah, do a Goog. If you can find it, it'll be between 2 and 4, I think. If you can find one for sale.
Let's see here.
A truck is a car? Well, it is where I'm from. We call everything a car. Porsche 911? That's nice. Kevin says, I like cars too, visually that is. Anytime I get asked if I'm interested in modifying my internals, I just say, I have no clue what you're talking about, sorry.
Well, I found 2 different F40s for sale, and they both say call for price.
Oh, yeah, the going rate I think right now is between 2 and 4.
This one's 2.4 million.
Yeah, exactly, 2 million. Yeah, I've definitely looked. I don't have an extra 2 million lying around, so I can't afford my F40 yet, but one day I will get it. I'm using the power of positivity and the law of attraction, or whatever the fuck that shit is. I'm gonna get myself an F40, bro.
I have a couple of weird. I have two like weird, dream cars that I don't think are like normal dream cars for people. Like a '95. Holy crap! Why did my freaking brain just go? A '95 NSX, a Honda NSX.
Yeah, such
Is
a
one
nice
of
car.
them. I freaking love them. They're one of my favorite cars. I love the old NSX, dude.
It's just a ridiculous looking car.
And also a Nissan Pulsar GTIR, which is a weird one. They were only made in Japan, but they are sick, dude.
I have no idea what that looks like.
It's a sick little hatchback. Come with like a turboed SR20 in them.
Yeah. Does my GT have a special color? No, it's white. And I am gonna be giving the GTI down to. I'm gonna be passing it down to my son when he grows up. He's only 2, so we got some time. I want to build it up. I want to do a bunch of modifications to it and make it nice and clean and very reliable, and then I'll be giving it to him. Leon's the son. You're definitely not getting my GTI, dude. If I had extra money though, if I had like a lot of extra money, just like tons of it, I would for sure buy Leon a Hurricane. I know he wants a Hurricane. Hurricane, one of those two.
K Boomin says I'm full of the hot takes tonight. It's not a hot take, bro. It's just what I like. My dream cars don't have to be yours.
Dude, Vincent Nash is a great outlook on this. I'm just a few 100,000 shirt sales away from my dream car. This is true.
Yeah, dude. It's easy. You got it.
He can't have it though. The dad jokes. Zach Spartan wants a Nissan 280Z Fairlady. That just reminds me. I had the opportunity to buy a 300ZX twin turbo. It was nice, and I didn't buy it. That's the end of my story. That's it. There's nothing else. I just didn't do it. I don't know why. I forget. I didn't know what it was, to be honest with you. Vincent says they break. Yeah. That's what I heard. Joseph Sanchez says he wants to do that with his Q50 for his son. Just mod it and then hand it down. But he's 3, so I gotta wait. Yeah, dude, we got a little bit of time, bro. My son's 2, so it's gonna be a while. The GTI's got a lot of miles on it, though. It's 250,000 miles. I might want to replace the engine and transmission before I give it to him. Just basically give him a new car, but it's kind of like nostalgia. It's like my car, you know? Leon says I could have bought one back in Tampa, but I didn't have the space for it. Oh, a 300Z. I was thinking you were talking about a Hurricane. I was like, dang, dude.
Damn, son.
Dang, dude.
I mean, 300Zs are cool.
Christian says, do you care about depreciation? Because I'm working for my dream car, but all people say is depreciation. No, dude. It doesn't matter. If it's your dream car and it's just what you want to own, like, dude, just get it.
Yeah.
If you can afford it, get it, dude. Who cares?
Yeah, the depreciation are for the people that want to own something
To sell it
later for more money. If it's something that you just love and it's something that you really want to have, don't worry about the value of the car because you're probably gonna own it forever.
Yeah. Zach Spartan says, what sports car do I have right now? I don't know if you would consider the GTI a sports car, but that's as close to it as I've got, I'd say.
Yeah, I think a GTI is a sports car. It's a hot hatch.
A hot hatch. Yeah, it's definitely a hot hatch for sure.
Simji needs a rotary in his life. Yeah, dude, that'd be sick.
I had a rotary in my life. It was busted, and I sold it. I had an RX-7. Was it an FC?
Yeah,
It was
FC
the square back with the pop-up lights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had an FC.
I'm a little bit jealous.
I didn't run. I bought it for $300 and I sold it for $700. Yeah, I gave it away.
You just bought it and it was broken, so you sold it.
Yeah, but I bought it knowing it was broken, thinking I could fix it, and then I couldn't fix it, so I sold it.
So what the hell is this engine? Why does it look like this?
Yeah, where's the
Where's the
spark plugs and the
cylinders?
cylinders and
Where's
what is
the
going on here? Ledger's all mad. Look at you, had an RX-7 and gave it away. Basically, dude, I sold it for $700. My dad had a gold with red interior FC. It was magnificent. Oh man, that's nice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So is the Golf the thumbnail? Yeah, GSR. The Golf that I have on the banner of the YouTube homepage, that's the year that I have. But that image, believe it or not, was done by a 3D artist. So that's like a I guess it's a blender artist art that he designed the body kit for it and the chassis mount spoiler and the whole scene behind it and everything. Like an artist made that for my banner for me. So that's not an actual real car, even though it looks like it kind of. I mean, more than kinda. It looks exactly like that. Bro had the ball and fumbled for sure, dude. You know what's funny, Ledger? At the time, I was really young. It was like just out of high school. Like I said, I'm not a car guy. I'm just a fan of cars. And to be really honest, I didn't know what I had. And that's why I ended up selling it for $700. The guy that picked it up was super stoked to get it. He came with a tow truck and towed it back. He was very excited. And that made me think, like, damn, I should have sold it for more, maybe. That guy just came up on an FC RX-7 for $700. I came up on it for $300. The guy that I bought it from didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So that's a find of a lifetime for $300 for sure. Oh my goodness. All right, it's 11 o'clock. Are you ready to end this?
Sure, dude.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nothing I can really think of, man.
All right. Chat, it's been nice. We made it the entire episode without talking about food. I literally just mentioned it now because I feel like it's a thing. We made it the whole episode without talking about food, so let's keep it that way, dude.
I think we got another hour in us.
Oh my goodness. I appreciate you guys coming out. I really do. It's amazing the support you guys have given us on this stream. It's a very nothing stream. We're just hanging out talking, and we are always averaging somewhere around 70 to 70 plus viewers, which is crazy. So you guys are absolutely crazy for hanging out.
Yeah, for real, we appreciate it.
We got content to make, dude. I got some build videos to work on. So I'm gonna get to those and let you guys go get some sleep. We'll see you next week for the summit stream, 9 p.m. Central on Tuesday. Make sure you guys show up to that one. All right, thank you guys so much. Bye.